Hello everyone, my name is Jacon Khadka and I'm making this video as a partial fulfillment for the group assignment of the course WCM, which is a wireless communication course. And this assignment is done by two people, one being me myself, Jacon Khadka, and the second person being SUJAN MAGAR. For this assignment, we were provided a narrow band file source, and then we are supposed to recover a message from that file source. So as you can see here, I have a flowchart, a GNU flowchart in order to recover a message. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we were able to recover the message from that file source. So first thing first, there's a file source here. We were provided a file source in 1.2 MSPS format. So we have this file source and a signal source. And as you can see, there's a frequency of negative 1.051 mega. And then if you ask me why it's that specific number, then I'm gonna remove all of this for now, just to show why there's negative 1.051. So if I remove all of this and then run this program straight from file source, then you will see a spectrum there. In the spectrum, we can see the peak here as around 1.051 megahertz. So it's currently at the rightmost side. So we want to bring that peak towards the center so that we can actually recover the message later on at the point. So if we want to move towards the center, we're gonna have to do the negative of the peak so that we can move the file source or the spectrum or the peak towards the center. So that is why the signal source is put as the frequency in signal source is put as negative 1.051. So when we send both file source and the signal source towards the multiply, what happens is when both of these signals mix up and it comes out as one towards the low pass filter and goes towards the low pass filter. So when both of these multiplies, then the peak that we saw, which was on the rightmost side, now is moved towards the center, and the spectrum that is currently in the middle after the multiply is sent towards low pass filter. So when it goes to low pass filter, I set up the cutoff frequency at 12.5 kilohertz because that worked the best for me. But for this specific um, walkie-talkie file source, um, when I did my research, I figured out that anything between 6 to 7 kilohertz or between 6 to 12 kilohertz works as a cutoff frequency. So that is why I put it there. So it goes through the low pass filter and then goes to simple squelch. So there's a reason why I put a simple squelch. If you ask me why there's a simple squelch, then let me do something for you. Let me remove this again, and then I connect straight to NBFM. So when I run this particular program, you can see there's a static noise before and after the message.
Good job. You successfully recovered the audio. Now make sure there is no static or noise in the signal.
Right, there we go. So as you can see, there's a static noise right before and after the message. So in order for me to remove that static noise, I need to use a simple squelch with a threshold of negative 50 decibel, which seemed to be working perfectly fine for this specific file source, and then for the specific message recovering process. And there's a QTG racing, which typically works as our personal or what do you call it, virtual spectrum analyzer. And then after the simple squelch, the spectrum is the frequency or whatever you call it is sent towards NBFM and NBFM receive. The reason it's NBFM receive, it's because it's a walkie-talkie file source, which is a narrow band file. So when we send from NBFM, it goes to NBFM, and after NBFM it goes towards audio sync. And audio sync is basically a speaker in a simple term of way of saying it. So when everything is put together and run, you can see there's a clean with a decently loud message.
Good job. You successfully recovered the audio. Now make sure there is no static or noise in the signal.
Right, as you can see, the message is clear, decently loud, and you can hear every single word in the message, and that is how the message were recovered from this file source. And everything you see in the screen, I explained it all. I hope it helped. Thank you for watching, and ciao.